Gold is one of the most reliable assets in the world, but there is a real struggle between countries for the possession of this yellow metal. China has decided to return its 600 tons of gold stored in the United States for decades, but the Americans, under various pretexts, refuse to give the precious cargo. This situation threatens serious consequences for the U.S. The Middle Kingdom owns American government bonds worth over $700 billion. The sale of such a volume of securities may become a signal for other countries to get rid of U.S. debt receipts, which will undermine the U.S. economy. China has already started a large-scale sale of bonds, following the example of Russia, which a few years ago got rid of Washington's debt securities worth tens of billions of dollars. The Kremlin then recommended its allies to do the same against the backdrop of deteriorating relations with America, and the Chinese heeded Moscow's advice. The greed of the Americans, who do not want to return other people's gold, may lead to a significant devaluation of the dollar as the world's reserve currency. The rest of the countries benefit from such an arrangement. Beijing has wisely ensured itself having a reliable partner in the person of Russia. Meanwhile, the situation around the Armenian-Azerbaijani conflict is heating up. Armenia has decided to withdraw Russian border guards who were holding the defense on the border with Azerbaijan. This happened after Yerevan and Baku concluded an agreement on border delimitation, according to which a number of Armenian villages will go to Azerbaijan. Prime Minister Pashinyan's decision is very risky and short-sighted. Azerbaijan, encouraged by its territorial gains, will surely not stop and will demand new concessions from a weakened Armenia. Who will be able to protect it? The Prime Minister is leading the country to a new ethnic massacre, this time without Russia's help. Yerevan has refused Russian support, trusting the West. However, the US and the European Union pursue only their own interests. They do not care about the fate of little Armenia, squeezed between Azerbaijan and the aggressive policy of the West. It is not the fault of this nation that its prime minister is leading the country into the abyss. It is a pity for ordinary Armenians, who will have to experience the hardships of war again because of the reckless decisions of the authorities. At the same time, against the backdrop of the energy crisis in Europe, the demand for Russian mineral fertilizers is growing. EU countries and the US have significantly increased their purchases in 2022 to 2023. The share of nitrogen fertilizers from Russia in EU imports has reached 24%. Leading Western chemical companies are sounding the alarm. They cannot compete with cheaper Russian products. The sanctions against Russia do not apply to fertilizers, and Moscow is increasing their supply to the West, turning its gas into a valuable commodity for agriculture. Russian officials believe that obstacles to exporting fertilizers still remain despite the partial easing of EU sanctions. The West has become dependent on Russian fertilizers because of high gas prices. This distorts the market and hurts European and American industry. However, the US has sought to deprive Russia of this source of income before. It seems that the struggle over the global distribution of resources continues, and Moscow is skillfully exploiting the opportunities that have arisen. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. I wish everyone peace, prosperity, and well-being. Take care of yourselves and your loved ones.